where he was working on a building rooftop outside Manhattan, fell off the rooftop, 4 stories.
4 stories?
Yeah, 4 stories. I'm in the car just listening to the story, like what the heck? He hits the ground. He's pronounced dead in the scene. The EMS comes and revives him. So
Wow.
they revive him right there in that moment. He then transferred to hospital and was in a coma for 6 months. So they kept him in a coma. I think he had 4 or 5 really aggressive surgeries, had rods in his back, had metal throughout, fused neck, had extremely limited motion. And so he's just telling me this, and I'm just sitting in the back of the taxi, just like, I feel the Lord. I mean, this guy's, I just felt like it was just a setup, it was just that moment. And so just asked him a really simple question, like, hey, like, this may sound a little strange to you, but I travel all over the place, and we see Jesus heal bodies all over the place. Like, do you want to be healed? And he's driving and just, you know, is a little perplexed at this very now strange question. He's like, well, yeah. And I was like, well, what can't you do? And he's like, I can't turn more than that. Like, he's driving, he can't turn more than this.
Wow.
And so I'm like, hey, it doesn't have to be crazy. Like, I just wanted to pray like a really simple, short, powerful prayer over you. Is that okay? And he's like, well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good. And so I was like, great. Holy Spirit, heal this guy's body, touch him. 10, 15 seconds max, nothing crazy. And so then he's driving, he just gets silent. He had been talking a lot up until this point, he just gets silent. And he just starts looking ahead, and he goes, what'd you do to me? And I'm in the back, and I'm like, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't even touch you. I didn't do anything. And he's like, what'd you do to me? Why is it hot? Why is it hot?
Wow.
And so I'm sitting back there, I'm just like, oh, this is about to get good.
So he was feeling heat coming down his neck or his back?
Heat coming down his neck. And so I said, hey, that's the Holy Spirit just actually drawing close to you, just like if I were to hold your hand right here, I can feel the heat off of your body. That's just the nearness of God coming close to you, just like the closeness of God. That's just like His heat. Because if I had said fire, he would have had no idea what that even means.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really want people to be able to understand what's actually happening to them in a practical way.
So good.
And so I'm like, hey, the Lord's just coming close to you right now. He's healing you. Can you check out your body? He's like, what do you mean check out? I'm like, just move it around. Do what you couldn't do. And so he starts doing stuff. Meanwhile, we're still driving. And I'm like, let's make sure we're keeping driving. You know, we're in like the Lincoln Tunnel or something, driving under. And he's moving around. And he's like, what'd you do? What'd you do? What happened? What happened? I'm like, listen, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch you. You have a camera up there. You can see I didn't touch you. He has a camera in his car, you know, to keep him safe. And he just couldn't stop. He was like, what happened? What happened? I can't do this. So anyway, we get to our destination. I'm like, hey, it's time to do some CrossFit outside. So we get out, jokingly, but we get out of the car, and I have him bend over, and he's like just elated. So then my friend comes out. I asked him if I can film him on my phone, just because I want to capture it and be really real. End up giving his life to the Lord. I'm like, hey, do you want to meet Jesus? So just on the streets of Manhattan, cars passing everywhere, like, hey, do you want to meet Jesus?
Come
he
on.
loves you, he has a plan for you. Just really simple, honestly, just really, really simple, just a simple yes. So he's like, I can't wait to get home and tell my family just what the Lord's done. At the end of it, he was like, the Lord gave me a second chance after I fell off that rooftop. And he's like, and I've lived for I think it was about 2 years now with the fused neck and everything, and just he couldn't bend over or anything. And he was in, I think he said level 7 pain was down to 0.
Now, did you share he had a daughter or?
Yeah, so he had kids, and so he's standing there, and he's like kind of like obviously getting a little emotional. And he's like, I we're just talking about life and stuff, and he's like, I'm honestly just so excited to play soccer and ball with my daughters again in the park. Just like, and then I'm like getting emotional, and I'm like, oh my goodness, just really blown away.